What is up, y'all? So today we've got what the title says: when a gang leader confronts Mike Tyson. That does not sound like a great idea, but I guess to somebody it sounded like an alright idea, but I wouldn't recommend it. We're gonna get right into it though, you guys. I don't want to waste anybody's time. This video is kind of healthy, so we're just gonna get right into it. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the subscribes, all that beautiful stuff. Trust me, I appreciate every single last one of them. And so let's get into it.
This gonna be a fight, Tyson, and you know it. You hit me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Welcome back to the Big Fight Recap.
Well, he's still alive, so guess he didn't succeed at that.
On today's video, we revisit the infamous two-fight saga between Mike Tyson and Mitch Blood Green. A genuine beef that 10 rounds of boxing couldn't squash, as the two would face off one more time on the street, this time in a much shorter affair with a decisive victory.
So you mean to tell me that you lost in the ring and in the street? So you took 2 L's against Tyson? It's not a good look, homeboy.
Let's get right to it.
Closing with a flurry. The bell is going to sound.
After Tyson's 10-round decision to James Quick Tillis in 1986, the invincibility aura from Kid Dynamite took a slight knock as the two heavyweights battled out a much closer fight than the boxing fans and bookmakers expected.
How disappointed are you that the knockout string is over?
Not at all. If anything, I feel relieved, and I'm confident if I wanted to, I could have knocked them out.
It was Tyson's first time going the distance, as he had finished his previous 19 opponents all inside the opening 2 or 3 rounds. That gave some of the other heavyweight contenders an incentive to catch this teenage dynamo early.
Mike Tyson was a killer though, wasn't he? Oh boy. When he was in his prime, I don't know if there was a boxer that was as intimidating, as dominant as Mike Tyson was, you know, in those 18 to 20 fights. He was just destroying dudes, destroying them in a scary fashion, you know. There's been a lot of dominant champions out there, a lot, but the way Mike Tyson did it, I don't know if we've seen anything like it yet. I really don't. Mike Tyson was something special.
Halt the hype train and earn the highest possible payday outside of a championship fight.
Tyson say, gonna give me a fight, I want Mike Tyson. Point blank. Michelle Tyson. He's a I'm gonna knock him out.
Mitch Blood Green was one of the first fighters to utilize the new age of digital camcorders to get his message out there to boxers.
I'm gonna show you something. Feast your eyes.
So he was the first. He was the first Jake Paul, huh? The first Jake Paul. Okay, all right. The original, the OG, the Jake Pauls. I get it. Okay, we here. I understand what's going on now.
Those days, but local news stations and televised sports networks such as HBO would air the clips during a broadcast to gauge the fans.
Yeah.
I ain't no joke. My name is Blood Green, and you heard my fight. Watch my smoke.
It's probably due to audio compression over time, but I can honestly say I have
I got power.
difficulty understanding what Mitch Green is saying. Two clear things were the muscle flexing and homophobic slurs, and bizarrely enough, as far as my research suggests,
them homophobic slurs
shot at the hottest prospect in world boxing.
Wouldn't get that far today, homie. Not with them homophobic slurs. I'm telling you, you get canceled so quick.
Growing up on the tough streets of Detroit, Mitch Green was a prominent player in 1970s New York gang warfare. By the age of 17, he had witnessed his father lose his life in a bizarre Western-style quick-draw shootout, not long before being shot twice himself, fortunately escaping with non-fatal injuries. Green tried to escape gang life by joining the UBA boxing gym in New York, but by this time his ties to the street were too pronounced, as he was now hailed the king of New York street gangs by the NYPD for his role as gang leader in the deadly Bloods crew. Things slowly started
That's crazy,
to change for Mitch.
but I mean, that's the life of a lot of African American kids, you know. For a lot of people who don't who don't know, a lot of sports like boxing, football, basketball, for a lot of kids in the inner city, that's the only way that, you know, that they feel like that they can be successful in life, that they can make it out of the hood. And unfortunately, on the other side of that is, in some areas, that gang life, that street life. And a lot of the times you got to make a decision, or you get pulled into certain things that, you know, that you're not supposed to be in. It's a tough spot to start out in. It's a tough spot, I'm telling y'all. So yeah, just a little insight.
Gangs by the NYPD for his role as gang leader in the Deadly Bloods crew. Things slowly started to change for Mitch as his reputation as a gang leader was exceeded by that of a talented amateur boxer. The muscular 6'5" big man that was racking up copious tournament success, including several New York Golden Gloves.
From the Bronx, New York, undefeated in 5 professional bouts with 1 draw.
Green took to the professional ring in 1980 and quickly started racking up wins over journeyman and fringe contenders such as Jumbo Cummings. Champion in waiting Trevor Burke.
So he has a little bit of experience. Okay.
Where Mitch made a good account of himself, only losing by majority decision.
So he's not like a pure Jake Paul, right? So he had a little bit of fighting experience. Fought some amateur boxers, fought some journeymen. And I'm not saying that, you know, I don't even have to explain Jake Paul anymore. You know, y'all know the deal. All right. Let's get back to the video, okay?
Tyson and Green were on the fringe of a world title shot, so regardless of the antics, the two were on a likely collision course. The trash talk from Green just helped build more interest in the fight, which in turn certainly struck a chord with Tyson, who admitted to hating that ugly mother effer.
And Mike Tyson traditionally...
Oh my goodness, I hate these ads, bro. So ugly. I don't care.
No robe, no socks. He says it makes him feel like a warrior, makes him feel like a gladiator.
Tyson met Green for the first time in May 1986 at Madison Square Garden. It was Tyson's first match at a prestigious boxing venue and also the first to be covered by a large television network. Yet, the occasion didn't change the traditional no robe, no socks attire. He was all business.
Yeah, it doesn't look confident at all.
The now not so confident looking Mitch Blood Green.
And was so much a factor in the last fight that we showed you here on HBO that he didn't double up. He just was a little bit lazy, especially in the later rounds. So we'll see what he does about that against Mitch Green.
It looks like Tyson is just toying with him. He is just toying with homeboy. I mean, Mitch had to know that he was in a different league. When I mean different league, like below Tyson. There's no way that he thought that he was going to be. You see Tyson standing in front of you. That's why he didn't look confident. Because you see Tyson at 200. How much did you weigh? What, 235? Something like that, 240? Machine that you know that just slept like 20 people. Literally, like they all taking naps in the back. Prior to. And now, I don't know where your confidence can stem from. I really don't.
Always aggressive, right in front of his man. Now we see some head movement. Quick a shot.
Oh my
goodness.
He did draw a warning from Luis Rivera, the referee, about holding Green's in trouble.
Every punch hurts me.
Good left hand.
Every punch hurts me.
Everyone has a plan until they get their mouthguard punched out of the ring in the first round. While Green had all the physical advantages, Tyson's supreme boxing skills and speed negated the gap in size and weight, backing up Green from the opening bell, slipping and countering, forcing the much bigger man into survival mode from the word go.
Big right hand against Tillis, and what a shot! That is an awesome shot.
Tyson punched out Green's mouth guard again in the third,
mocking him.
whereafter he started mocking his opponent for having a wide, gulping mouth, stalking him across the ring, landing fierce, single power punches.
Oh my goodness.
Another big left hook.
Hey, Tyson,
the way Tyson torques his uppercut, the reason why they're so strong is because it comes from the hip. He was the master at torquing his hip and using his feet to get the maximum torque. He was the master of it. He just corks it in, and there's like a little curve to it. Oh my goodness. He's able to get every bit of his weight into his uppercuts. Beautiful.
He has to take a stand eventually. Another couple body shots. Well, he's smiling. Tyson is smiling, but see, Green has those fast hands.
The fight became so routine by the closing stages, the crowd knew they were witnessing a foregone conclusion. Tyson himself appeared to have his mind elsewhere as he bizarrely kissed his trainer, Kevin Rooney, while he was trying to deliver him intricate strategies and details regarding the fight.
Well, Kevin Rooney is in there and just jabbering away 100 miles a minute.
Tyson's
Mike
great.
Tyson leaned over and just kissed him.
Tyson closed the show, trying to score the knockout, but Green's disinclination to engage allowed him to grab and clinch his way to safety,
That's crazy.
in him losing 9 out of 10 of the rounds on every.
It's crazy that he even won 1 round, honestly.
But we knew deep inside that I was going to win this fight so easy because of his style. He's a dang tough opponent, and he took some fairly decent shots. But as you know, I won comfortably, and I didn't try for the knockout, and I used a great deal of discipline in there, not knocking him out.
Tyson claimed he carried Green the 10-round distance on purpose to punish him for as long as possible. And whether it was true or not, Green's personal pride was hurt, and he was willing to do whatever it took to restore a semblance of respect amongst his peers.
I would have retired too, homeboy.
Tyson lost and returned to the street to earn a living from selling drugs. He always planned to one day get Tyson back in the ring, but as his years of inactivity ensued, Tyson progressed to one of the most dominant heavyweight champions of all time, undefeated and undisputed. The days of fighting lingering contenders such as Mitch Green were over. It wasn't until a couple of years after their fight that the two would meet again, this time in Green's element.
Not that I feel like Tyson was a slouch when it came to the street. I don't think, somehow I feel like he was he wasn't oblivious to the street life. Somehow I feel like, I just have a hunch, I guess.
In the early hours of August 23, 1988, Mitch Green got wind that Tyson was shopping at a local clothing store close by to where he ran things on the street. Tyson had traveled a fair distance to pick up a luxury leather jacket handmade by one of his friends over at Dapper Dan's. As Tyson was chilling in the store with his entourage, Mitch Green burst through
high on Angel Dust? Come on, bro.
Tyson either give him a rematch.
You had to be high on something running up in there like that. You had to be. Come on. What are you doing? Alright, hey. I want to hear what your consequences to this decision making. I want to hear.
Or empty his pockets right there on the spot. Tyson, of course, no stranger to altercations on the street, dragged Mitch Green outside and pummeled him to the ground multiple times. Spectators said that the fight was short, violent, and very one-sided. In fact, it was no longer than 15 to 20 seconds. But
dang! Did y'all see that man's eye? 15-20 seconds. Gave you a kisser just like, oh boy, that thing was like, well, your consequence.
More than long enough for the heavyweight champion to inflict severe damage. There is no footage of the fight, regardless of the clickbait you see on YouTube, but there were many accounts of what happened that all aligned.
Dang,
all
bro.
Except Green's account, where he claimed Tyson sucker punched him and ran.
Who threw the first punch here?
You ran up on him though.
Because he's with his friends, and when he hit me, and I said I couldn't get a chance to get to him like I wanted because everybody was like pulling me, holding me, like so he could get away from me.
Cap. Come on, bro. I don't believe it. I just don't believe. How do you run up on him and he sucker punches you? That's not how it works, man. Usually, I would assume the man who runs up on whoever gets the sucker punch that dude because you ran up on him. Like, how do you run up on Tyson and then he's like, oh, bing, like that's not.
And so he get away, and he ran from me.
Green was certain the Tyson scuffle, which became mainstream news around the world, would add enough public intrigue to get his rival back in the ring. But Mitch had already burnt his bridges among the promoters in the sport, with his violent threats to Don King in the past already shadow banning him from ever earning any serious money in the ring again. After Green's failed attempts to get the rematch with Tyson, he filed a civil lawsuit for $20 million due to the injuries he suffered during their fight. The former gang leader came away with one small W to coincide with a long list of L's, winning the case and being awarded $45,000.
So wait, if I heard that correctly, he tried to sue Tyson for 20 mil, got away with 45,000, which was his purse, to which he fought Tyson. So Would you consider that a dub? I mean, it's kind of a small dub, right? A very, very small dub. You asked for 20 mil, got 45,000. I guess, man. But like that eye, bruh. That's what it looked like.
1986.
Yeah, I remember seeing Mitch Green's eye after that. It was like
broke his socket. Broke the eye socket. Yeah.
He broke his eye socket.
Yeah, that looks like it.
Eye socket. You gotta hit really hard to do something like that.
Green returned to the ring 7 years later, but at that point he was a shell of his former self and was beaten by journeymen with losing records until he hung him out for good in 2005. As of 2022, Green is still a large-as-life character, but now employs his energy into his love of Christianity.
Of course.
He still has a gripe with Tyson.
Why does that not surprise me either?
The two have now moved on, and whenever the topic is brought up today, they both make light of their
good for him, though, I guess.
That didn't work. The boy scared to death. We had the street fight. The boy scared to death.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't y'all have a street fight, Mitch?
For the ring, for the street. Thinking the man would do something about it. He wouldn't do nothing. Oh, man, he freaked me out.
Did you know that actually Tyson and Sal are good friends and he comes to the show? He knew, look, yeah, Tyson.
Oh, Tyson. Oh, man. So you took a lot of L's. The only thing you got out of that, he made 45, so you made what, $90,000 off Tyson, but you got like 500 punches to the face. I'm trying to add it up here. I'm trying to add it up, man. You asked for 20 mil too? You tripping? There was no way you're gonna get 20 mil off Tyson. There was. That's funny. Also, just a little comment on what homeboy said. It's kind of easy to break your orbital by getting punched in it, especially in a street fight. It's pretty easy to break somebody's orbital. You hit him, especially Tyson, knowing that he knows how to punch with the power that he has. There's no pads, like there's no gloves, so it's bare hand. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a remedy to break somebody's orbital bone. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Dang, 17 minutes. So I'm just gonna speed this up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below what you guys would like to see next, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.